Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today in today's video we are going to be learning how to cut and attach a 720 degrees peplum to a corset top. So if this is something you love to learn and make one for yourself, then do well to keep on watching. So let's get started. So this is an off-shoulder corset bodice to which I'll be attaching the peplum. So I'm going to measure the length. So the half length is 16.5, and I have ½ inch for joining allowance, and then the full length of the top is 22 inches. So I have the length of the top, which is 22 inches, and I'm going to subtract the half length measurement, which is 16.5, from the 22 inches, and I have 5.5 inches. Now we need allowance to join the peplum to the bodice, and then we need allowance to hem the lower part of the peplum. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch for allowance. So I have 6.5. So this is the length that we will be working with. So you should work with your desired length. So now let's work with the circumference of this peplum, which is the waist measurement. So I have the circumference of 28 inches. Now if you are working with the corset and then you do not want the zipper allowance to be included, use the exact measurement for the corset bodice. That means the back will be open throughout without a zip at the back. So now I have 28 inches. And we are working with a 720 degrees peplum, okay, which means that we need two 360 degrees peplum, which will give us a total of 720. Since we are going to cut two different 360 degrees peplum, we have to divide the waist or the circumference into two. So I have 14. So 14 now is going to be for each 360 degrees. So to get a radius of the circle, we are going to divide the circumference by 6.28. Okay, now we are working with 14 inches as the circumference of each 360 degrees. So now 14 divided by the 6.28. So I have 2.2, and then we need allowance to join both 360 degrees peplum together to make a one peplum flare. Okay, so I'm going to be adding 1 inch to that result as a sewing allowance or a joining allowance. So that will give us 3.2. So now we are going to use the 3.2 to cut our radius, and our length will be 6.5 inches. And we are going to be cutting two of these to make a 720 degrees peplum. So here I am using 1 yard of Ankara. So you know, when you are cutting a 60 degrees peplum, you need to fold your fabric into 4. So this is 1, 4, and then this is another one which is also 4, a total of 6. Now you also need a lining, and I'm going to use the same fabric to line the peplum. So that means I'll be folding the fabric into 16 parts. In case you are confused, cut the two flares separately and also cut the lining separately so you don't get confused, okay? So we are going to use the radius of 3.2 inches, and I'm going to start from the tip of the folded part. So here I'll mark 3.2. And then from there I'll mark the length of 6.5. Now I'm going to add both 6.5 and 3.2, and then that will be the total length. So I'm going to mark. So after adding, I had 9.7. So after marking 3.2, I'll mark 9.7. So I'll slash each side open. So here I have two peplums together. So this will be the main piece. And this will be the lining. So I'll go ahead and iron interfacing to all the parts. I'll stitch one side together because each of this is the 360 degrees peplum, and we need 720 degrees. So we'll stitch one side together. I'll repeat the same thing on the lining. So this is how it looks. I'll press the seams open. And now I'm going to attach a crinoline to the lining part of this peplum. And to attach this, you're going to stitch with your machine 1/2 inch away from the edge. So 1/2 inch away from the edge of this peplum on the lining. So this is it after I stitch the crinoline on both sides. So you realize that I have stitched it 1/2 inch away from the edge. So now we are going to join both the lining and the main piece together. So while stitching the lower part, stitch close to the crinoline, not on the crinoline. That is why you are supposed to leave 1/2 inch away from the edge, which should serve as joining allowance. So after stitching, I'll notch. So here is after I've stitched and notched all parts. Next, I'll understitch. So to understitch, you have to flip the excess to the lining part, and then you stitch close to the edge. So this is how it looks after understitching. With the right sides of the ends facing each other, I'm going to stitch them together just like this to close the ends. So this is what we have. I've also attached an invisible zipper, which was a very bad idea. So later on I will change it to this zip. So this zip will help the top to open up easily and close up easily. So I've notched the center part bodice. So because it's a corset and then we have a lacing at the back, I'm going to measure the width or the amount I took away while cutting the upper part. So I left 1.5, and that is where I'm going to begin the bodice from. So I'm going to begin it like this. And then on the other side too, I'll leave that 1.5 and then begin the other side of the bodice as well, like this. So this will make my work easier. So it simply means that the rest or any excess that I'll have, I'll just plait it onto the bodice. So this is how it looks after joining the bodice to the peplum. I've also gone ahead to change the zipper. So afterwards, I'll knitting them all around. And then after knitting, I'm going to hem the excess inside just like this. I'll do same to the other side. So this is what we have. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please like it, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so anytime I upload a new video you'll be notified. See you in the next one.